Welcome back and good morning, Central Oregon. Why can't everyone just get along? That's what Reverend Dr. Stephen Koski wonders. He's the senior pastor at First Presbyterian Church of Bend. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's possible to disagree with one another without being disagreeable.
You know, I would hope so, but certainly you can't see any evidence of that right now. I mean, there's such a spirit of disrespect and this climate of shouting and name-calling and, you know, very little listening. You know, it's this new media era that we're in of talk radio and blogs where people seem to want to inflame, you know, more than inform. They want to somehow destroy the other person rather than discuss issues. So there doesn't seem to be a climate where you can actually listen to each other.
Well, and what's happening these days is, you know, whether you agree with what the person is saying or not, there are things happening that just shouldn't be happening, right?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, look at just recently with the president in the session of Congress being heckled. I mean, that's really unheard of. Or you have a tennis star, this profanity-laced tirade against a line judge that millions and millions of people saw. Or you have a rock star just jump on stage, you know, grab the microphone from a 19-year-old who just won her first award to publicly say to millions of people that, well, somebody else deserved this award. Or town hall meetings where we're probably trying to discuss one of the most important topics in our lifetime, and they dissolve into shouting matches and they dissolve into name calling. And or children who are afraid to go to school because there's so much bullying going on. I mean, there's a woman by the name of Christine Porath who wrote a book called Bad Behavior. And she says this incivility, this rudeness, this disrespect is so common now in the public arena that we just accept it as the new norm.
Yeah.
And that just frightens me.
So you want to say enough is enough.
Yeah, let's put an end to the tirades. Let's put an end to the tantrums. We're not 2-year-olds. Charlotte, North Carolina and Duluth, Minnesota are two examples of cities where there is a community-based campaign for civility projects, where they're actually urging their citizens to be respectful in their public discourse. You know, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Absolutely, it
You know,
would.
civility is, you know, it's more than being nice. It's more than, you know, good manners. You know, it's really respecting one another and being respected. It's creating an environment together where you can feel safe from verbal abuse or bullying. I mean, conflict is inevitable. I mean, I'm not naive. Conflict is part of life. It's the spirit that we choose to live in that conflict that really matters the most.
Well, and our words matter too. I mean, what we're teaching our kids, we really need to be listening to ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Charlotte, North Carolina, the Civility Project has three things they urge their citizens. One is to promote healthy discourse, that words do matter. I mean, words make a difference. They either hurt or they heal. They build up or they tear down. I mean, words either promote peace or they start wars. And there are three things, I think, that every single person should ask themselves before a word comes out of their mouth. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? I mean, we ask those three questions, no matter who we are, things would change. The second thing, they urge their citizens to accept responsibility for their own discourse. A responsibility, that word responsibility. I mean, I have the ability to respond, to choose how I'm going to behave and how I'm going to talk and to speak. I mean, a great example, I was listening to one of the talk show hosts who incensed me, said something that got me really angry, and I was talking with someone, I was saying, what an idiot this person is, or what a horrible human being, and I was just really upset, and it occurred to me that I was talking in the same way and had the same spirit of the person I was protesting against. I had become the very thing I was protesting against. And by not taking responsibility for how I expressed my anger, I was just perpetuating that destructive behavior.
So being respectful whether we agree or not.
You know, whatever happened to the golden rule? You know, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. I mean, what would happen in the spirit of our discourse if we actually chose to listen? You know, just stop, took a breath, and listen. I mean, what would happen in the spirit of our discourse if, rather than trying to make you agree with me, I asked you, what are you terrified about? Because the intensity of the emotion underneath that, people are afraid. What would happen if we actually took the time to, what terrifies you the most? It would change. My favorite story is a little boy who got a new drum. This is a Native American story. He got a new drum and he loved his drum and he was playing with it, but his best friend came, tried to snatch it away, and this little boy got really angry and he took his drum and he called his friend names and he ran away, and he felt bad, so he went to one of the elders and asked what to do, and the elder of the tribe said, well, I have within me two wolves. One wolf is greedy and angry and selfish and afraid, and the other wolf is compassionate and kind and loving. And I always feel like these two wolves are fighting. And said, you too have two wolves. And the little boy asked, which one wins? And the elder said, the one we feed. So we need to ask the question, are we feeding that angry part of us, that selfish part of us, or are we feeding that compassionate, kind part of us?
And it's our choice.
It's our choice.
It's our responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great words to think about this month. I appreciate you coming in. And obviously, Dr. Koski got the memo about the purple turtleneck charcoal pants.
Yep.
Looking good. Thank you.